Much for another New York team that was in the Carolinas last night. I'm talking about the New York Islanders, and they was over at PNC Arena, and we got our main man, Johnny, on the spot. I should say Graham on the spot. Graham here, who's in the building.
Yes.
G-Money, what's up, baby? How you doing?
Good morning.
I slept at PNC Arena last night, as did a lot of Carolina Hurricanes fans, just because why would you want to leave an atmosphere like that? I mean, oh my goodness. I've seen some crazy sports moment. I've seen Luke May's game-winning shot against Kentucky.
That's right.
I've seen, who was it? Jones. Now, Carolina fans are going to get mad at me for just giving that example and then giving this one. I've seen Jones's double buzzer beaters against Carolina in basketball. I've seen NC State do some miraculous stays just recently in the NCAA tournament. But in my professional sports career, that might be the greatest thing I've ever witnessed.
Walk us through it, man.
A sports fan.
Let's walk us through quickly how it all came together.
So Carolina in the first 7 minutes plays a pretty good game. They come out, they have some good shifts, some good scoring opportunities, and then 7 minutes remaining in the first period, the Islanders are able to score. I have my note. I'm going to do a closing note, but we're just not even going to go open test.
Right.
7 minutes remaining in the first period, the Islanders score on a pretty good outside shot just inside the blue line. And you're thinking, all right, that's a goal they earned. You know, that stuff kind of happens. 14 seconds remaining. They score again. It's one of those where you're kind of sitting there going, Freddie, how do you let that one go by you? You're thinking, as a hockey fan, it's tough when a late goal scored, especially when you're the team that's been playing the better game. You just don't have anything to show for it.
I was watching.
And then it's one thing to be going down going to the first intermission down 2-0, especially in a Game 1 playoff series when you're playing at home. And then in the second period, when the Islanders go up 3-0, you're thinking, all right, you're seeing the writing on the wall a little bit. This Carolina got by a little bit on Saturday because they didn't play their best game. Then the Islanders, you knew were going to come out and respond, and you're just thinking, this is a bounce back game for the Islanders. Well, Carolina finally is able to get onto the board in the second period, late in the second period, and you're thinking, all right, 2-1, Carolina's got to come out and play their best game in the third period. Multiple chances. They start to pick up the speed a little bit. They start to get to their game. I think they had four scoring opportunities that went off the post.
Yep, I saw that.
And you're just thinking, man, they just can't catch a break. So with about 8 minutes left, I finally go down to the side of the glass where I usually stand, just because it's right there at the entrance of the locker room. And I see Carolina pull Freddie Anderson with about 3 minutes left. And I've seen this story before where the Hurricanes pull their goalie, put an extra attacker on, but 9 times out of 10 it never works.
Yeah, see, they
never works.
Say it again. They pull the goalie.
They pull their goalie with 3 minutes left to put an extra attacker on.
That's crazy.
So they're just playing high risk, high reward. Because all New York has to do is just shoot the puck.
It's open net too on the other, right?
Open net on the other end. So all the Islanders have to do is just turn around in their zone and just shoot the puck back down the ice, hoping that goes in. Sebastian Aho, right place, right time, ties it up at 3-3. And I'm thinking, wow, all right, well, that actually paid off. What's the saying? A blind squirrel finds a nut twice a day,
there you
or
go.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can't even talk right now. I haven't had my coffee. And I'm just thinking, all right, well, 3-3, they're going to go to overtime. And as I'm sitting there trying to tweet out, Sebastian Aho just scores a goal. I hear Petey Pablo raise up North Carolina, start playing again over the arena. Fans are going nuts. There's beer flying everywhere. I mean, things are just absolutely going bonkers. And New York finally decides to call a timeout, which I thought they should have done after Sebastian Aho scored a goal at 3-3 just to settle their team down. And they decide they're going to pull their goalie to put an extra attacker on. They don't want to send it. They don't want to send it to overtime. Jake Gensel, who the Carolina Hurricanes acquired right at the trade deadline, he's played on the Pittsburgh Penguins with Sidney Crosby. You don't have to follow hockey to know who Sidney Crosby is.
Exactly.
He's been on a Stanley Cup team. He's a guy that you get at the trade deadline, along with Evgeny Kuznetsov, who played for the Washington Capitals Stanley Cup roster team.
So
you get these guys for the postseason.
Yeah.
Jake Gensel As the Islanders are pressing, they turn it over in the neutral zone. Jake Gensel gets to it on a breakaway, scores an empty netter, had a little bit of authority behind it. So just to paint a picture, imagine you're up by 15 or up in double digits by a basketball game. You get a breakaway slam dunk.
Right.
The other team's not going to take too kindly to that. So as Jake Gensel is skating along the boards, he has an Islanders player approaching behind him. And I guess the Islanders player might have said, how are you celebrating the win tonight? Because as Gensel turned around, he decided to throw a punch on him right there at the end of the game.
That's my
5
kind of
minor penalties for the New York Islanders in the third period. The New York Islanders had more minor penalties than they had shots on goal in the third period.
Oh, man. Graham, I only you can make it. I mean, you painted a great picture, man.
Yes, I feel like I was there.
But
now.
that's crazy. That to go into the net with 3 minutes to go blows my mind. I'd never seen that before.
Well, Rod Brindamore was part of
home.
Rod Brindamore was part of a similar comeback in 2006 when they made their Stanley Cup run when he was the captain now, the head coach. So maybe there's something to be said about that decision.
That was back during the BBC days. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to the Hurricanes, man. Good report. I know you're going to be wide open in the next hour.
I will say this. Yes. This series is just getting started. I know the Hurricanes are up 2-0.
Yeah.
But, man, going up to New York Thursday night for the first game up there, the Islanders are going to be coming out with their hair on fire. But it's obvious that the Hurricanes are the much better team in this series. It's just a matter of how quickly they can close it out.
You can catch Graham in a few minutes, in about an hour or so, over on 99.9. Next up, him and Paul, they're going to be doing that thing. That's incredible. You think about how that happened. And I guess, like you say, Matt, you got to roll the dice. What else you going to do?
Go big.
You know what that was, right?
What was that?
That's Nick Saban onside kick.
Hey, Nick Saban onside kick.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, in the championship
Roll
game.
damn time.
Roll damn time. You see what I'm saying? Go big and go home, baby.